This tutorial will show you how to create a 1/2-inch picture frame on the picture plane of your white paper in preparation to arrange your shapes on your composition. As you can see in this finished work, there is a measured 1/2 inch, we call this a picture frame, around all 4 sides. So we're going to learn how to measure it and then add a Sharpie line to it to make it nice and bold. So with your paper and your ruler, the first thing you'll notice on your ruler is have it on the side that says 1/8. Because we're not measuring a lot, we don't need more than that. So look for the 1/8 and look for the end of the ruler where the 0 is. That's where we're going to start. First, just measuring the top of your paper, you'll notice that it is approximately 16 inches across. With my pencil, I'm going to make a mark at the 1/2 inch. And if you look closely at your ruler and you count to the 4th line, it's the longest line between the 0 and the 1, that is where the 1/2 inch is. Let's take a look at that this way. So I know I'm going to make a mark at 1/2 inch. Just a little dot, not a line, not a heavy dot. You can just see it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm shifting my paper over so you can see it. I'm going to do the same thing at 15.5. So you notice the longest line between 15 and 16, locate that. After 15 goes 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your 1/2 inch mark. So I'm going to put a little dot at 1/2 inch, a light erasable dot. We're going to repeat the same thing again. I'm going to zoom out so you can see the whole paper. I'm going to do the same thing again near the bottom. Notice I'm not completely at the bottom of my paper, but near the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put a 1/2 inch and a 15.5. Now I have 2 dots and 2 dots. I'm going to connect those on the short sides of the paper, right? So very, very lightly holding my pencil at the unsharpened end, dragging it from top to bottom. That way I get a nice light line. You should have to kind of lean in to see it. It's very light. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Right-handed people always put the ruler on in your left hand. Lefties switch to the other side. So soft grip, end of the pencil, drag it top to bottom so you get a nice light line. Again, you should have to lean in just to see it. It's very light. Now we're going to turn our paper. And what you'll notice this time is the paper from left to right is 12 inches. So approximately 12, right? This is the short side. This is the 12-inch side. So we're going to make a mark at 1/2 inch again. 1/2 inch. Oh, let me get my ruler all the way to 0 at the edge. 1/2 inch. And then we're going to go with a 1/2 inch in will be at the 11.5 inch mark. I'm going to zoom in so you can see that as well. Okay, so here's my 11.5. The edge of the paper is at 12. I find my 11.5 inch mark and put a light erasable dot. We're going to repeat the same thing lower, 1/2 and 11.5. So let's do that. Take a moment to settle your ruler. Make sure you're thinking and looking carefully. Okay, so now I'm able to take my ruler from top to bottom, holding it loosely. This is the long side. And because I'm right-handed, I'm going to flip my paper so it's more comfortable and convenient. Spreading my fingers out, holding my pencil loosely, dragging top to bottom, and now I have a 1/2-inch picture frame. What you'll see in my corners is it looks like this in the corners. So what we're going to do to get the black picture frame outlined, I'm going to take my Sharpie. This is the fine point. And I'm going to put a dot in each of the 4 corners. So this corner, I'm placing a dot. Okay. Then I know where to start and stop. So we're now connecting the dots. Now I'm going to switch to a piece of cardboard because I don't want to get Sharpie on this ruler. So we're going to put the metal rulers aside and switch over to a piece of cardboard that your teacher will give you. And I'm going dot to dot. So here you can see on the short side, I hold that cardboard piece carefully, press my fingers down, and I'm looking where I'm going to stop, starting at the dot, nice and smooth, stopping at the dot. This is important because you don't want to extend past into that corner. In a moment, we'll erase the corners, the pencil lines that were left behind. So now I'm going to again go dot to dot, spreading my fingers out, thinking about my destination. And dot to dot. Take your time on this, go careful. We want good craftsmanship, which means the care, the neatness, the effort that you're putting into your work. Okay. Last side. Notice I'm rotating my paper so that it's just comfortable and convenient. I'm pulling the Sharpie towards me. Dot to dot. Oh, look at that, beautiful. Last step is to take your eraser and gently erase any pencil lines that are in the 4 corners. And if you drew them lightly as you were supposed to, then they should erase with no problem. And there is my completed picture plane and picture frame.